number one reason new guitarists struggle to sound good on the guitar is strumming too heavy. Stick around, I'll show you how to fix that so you can go from this to this. Welcome back to Relax and Learn Guitar. I'm Kevin and this is Maggie May checking things out. We have my wife Vicky behind the camera.
Hello.
Let's get started on these tips that will help you sound a whole lot better on the guitar. So I get a ton of questions from our members, from our viewers on, well, the one question is, why doesn't my guitar sound like your guitar? And I know there are a million different reasons for that and for the sounds to be different, but I can honestly say, just from the hundreds of folks that I've worked with and just from experience over the years, playing the guitar and using a soft strum, I feel like a lot of folks that are asking me that in the past are just heavy strummers. So they're just banging in and attacking those strings, and I think the number one reason is for the sound to be different is they're not strumming softly. So in this lesson, I'm going to tackle a couple of quick tips for you to go from strumming really heavy and move to that softer sound, and I guarantee it will make a huge difference. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the type of pick that you use to strum your guitar. There are several different options. I'm going to talk mostly just about the thickness of the pick. So you have thin, medium, and heavy picks. I recommend not starting out with a heavy pick. A heavy pick is just a lot less forgiving. You have a little, just a more chunky, a little more difficult difficult to control. Obviously, I needed some more caffeine this morning. It's just something that is a subtle difference, but if you are using a heavy pick and you're new and you struggle with kind of the sound that you're getting out of your guitar, switching to a thin pick that's a lot more forgiving and easier to control is my first tip. And for a much more in-depth lesson, check out the link below. Vicky will leave it there for you in the description. It's a video that I did that shows you how to change the tone of your guitar with the types of picks that you're using. So another reason to kind of be aware of what pick you're using when you're strumming. The second tip I have for you is to be really aware of how you're holding your pick. So I tell, and we'll see if we can give enough of it. Vic, can I see the pick? Mm-hmm. All right. So holding a guitar pick. You want to, I tell folks, it's kind of like clicking a remote on a television, which I know we just talk to our appliances now, but we used to click buttons to turn them off and on. So for your guitar pick, you want to have your hand like you're going to be clicking your remote control in your TV. The pick lays down here on your index finger, kind of that top digit, and the thumb down on that. So you want to have, a good amount. You don't want to pinch it back here. That's not a lot of control. That way it's gonna go flying. So if you have this, you have some more control. But what I want to say here is you want to hold the pick, pretend like it's a bird. And if you don't hold it enough, it's gonna fly away. But if you crush it, it's not gonna fly at all. So you want to have a nice light touch. And there actually should be, is this still good on the video? You actually want to have a little bit of bounce and give between your finger and your thumb, and a light touch so that pick, it does move a little bit. It's not, don't white knuckle it. That's another reason to, or another tip I should say, that you can hold your pick in a different way. And next we're going to talk about how that pick moves when you're strumming. If you're getting a lot of these lessons here on YouTube, we really enjoy making these videos for you. It would really help us if you would subscribe to the channel and support us here on YouTube. It would go a long way to help us keep bringing these videos your way. The third tip is how to angle the pick and how to angle your hand. So along with having a very heavy pick versus a thin pick, when I see folks that are struggling with this and they're our members can send in videos and I can give them feedback on that. And oftentimes, if they're not happy with the way their guitar sounds, it might be going on something like this. You know, just kind of abrasive, really attacking the strings. There's a couple of things happening here that you can easily correct. Along with choosing that pick and holding a nice light touch, you want to have the motion of the pick not just horizontal to the ground. So I'll see people giving it a lot of motion using this elbow and really digging into the strings. You want to angle the pick. So I tell folks it's like Huckleberry Finn and you're painting the fence. All right. So you have a lot of the motion is going to be from your wrist. So you're going to angle the pick when you strum down at about 45 degrees. Is that like seeable on there?
Sort of.
Let's do this. How's that?
Yes.
All right. So don't go in like this, you know, horizontal and just stiff, you know, rigid. You want to angle the pick at a 45-degree angle as you strum down, and then it turns a little bit, and a 45-degree angle strumming up. So you have this. I'm trying to get that right. This is not a traditional way to hold the guitar. I feel like I'm like, oh, does this look completely crazy?
Yes.
Does it look crazy? Like,
yes.
All right, but is it getting the point across?
Yes.
All right, so let me know if this was helpful. So you want to have this kind of a motion happening. And see how my wrist is nice, relaxed, and doing kind of painting the fence. It's not, it's this. All right, so doing that is a very simple way to make an adjustment. So making this slight adjustment of how you're lightly holding the pick, getting some movement in there, and you're angling the pick down, you know, it actually angles up as it goes down and then down as it comes back up. The other thing is when you strum up, you don't need to hit all 6 of the strings. You can really just kind of strum the first 3, maybe 4 strings. So you have this. If I'm really exaggerating.
It's so much softer.
Yeah, it's
than the other one.
Yeah, it's like you know, there's times at the end of this lesson I'll kind of give you a little exercise to practice that will kind of show you the soft and loud and reason, you know, places where it's appropriate to use those things. But it does make a big difference on the way that you angle that pick.
Kind of easier to listen to.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, when you hear someone kind of banging on a guitar, I mean, I love all types of music. And like I said, there's places for being loud and places for being soft. But if you're really struggling and hate the way your guitar sounds, and it doesn't sound like that when, you know, somebody else plays it, why does it sound that way when I play it? This is probably why. And my 4th tip is to really pay attention to that wrist and that motion. You want to have a nice, flowing, relaxed motion, not that kind of aggressive and abrasive. Now, your elbow does move. There's a lot happening when you strum a guitar, and that doesn't even count like what you're doing with your fretting hand. But there's a lot going on. I'm still going to be, my elbow's still going to move, but most of my motion comes from my wrist. And it's this that makes the biggest difference rather than leaving it stiff and kind of rigid and attacking. So your arm is actually going to rest on your guitar. That's another one. You're not kind of like putting it out here and really getting into it. Like your arm actually rests on your guitar. You want to be relaxed. And the other thing you want to do is remember to breathe. So when we're kind of tense and we're trying to get it right, maybe you're playing in front of people for the first time, it's, and I do this too, you know, it's amazing, like, oh yeah, I got to remember to breathe. And breathing makes things a lot, you know, that's the whole point. I mean, relax and learn guitar. It's something that can be very enjoyable. So pay attention to that motion of your wrist, rest that arm on your guitar, and remember to breathe. So I have a quick exercise for you. We're going to practice going from soft to loud and back down to soft. And this is just to get you used to knowing that difference. So I'm just going to be playing some open chords. You can choose whatever you like. And I want you to take these things that you've learned in this video, apply those to do a nice, soft, light strum. Okay? And then I want you to gradually get louder, but don't change your technique. Keep that pick nice light touch, angle the pick, give your motion from the wrist to get louder, and then go back down. Just do that a couple of times, and that's a good way to kind of see how those little subtle changes you make have a big impact. For a video lesson on how to improve your rhythm and timing while you're strumming, check out this video next. And remember that Vicky, Maggie, and I thank you for your support and your views here on YouTube. It means the world to us. We'll see you for the next lesson, and remember, you're never too old to learn.